latest news and updates from the digital ecosystem. I'm Priya Sheth. Thank you very much for logging in. Time now to get you all the top news stories that we've been tracking for you this evening. Well, first up, invite-only social audio platform Clubhouse will launch its Android app in India and other markets on Friday. Now, last week, the company said that it will be sticking to its waitlist and invite system on Android for now and open it up further in the coming months. Well, moving on to the second headline of the day, business-to-business commerce platform Moglix has raised about $120 million in a new financing round led by Falcon Edge and Howard Management Company at a valuation of about $1 billion. Now, Moglix's existing investors like Tiger Global, Sequoia Capital India, and Venture Highway have also participated in this round of funding. Well, online auto classifieds platform CarTrade Tech has filed preliminary papers with the capital markets regulator SEBI to raise funds through an initial share sale. The CarTrade platform allows customers to buy and sell used cars as well as new cars. Now, last week, the company converted itself from a private limited company to a public limited company via special resolution ahead of its IPO. Well, moving on to the final headline of the day, Indian social startup Hike has announced fresh support initiatives for its employees and their immediate dependents given the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic. It has introduced the Hike COVID support where it has extended an additional cover on top of the existing employee insurance support for expenses incurred starting April 1st, 2021. Well, moving on to our second segment, I have with me someone who has been a life coach and has been helping people get through this pandemic. I have with me Sameera Gupta. Thank you very much for joining us today on the Daily Dispatch. I want to begin by asking you about the whole scenario in terms of how it's been, what are the kind of queries that you've been receiving from people out there amid this pandemic?
Thank you for having me, Priya, and thank you for this opportunity to share my views on this platform. What really is happening is that there is people who like to be with other people, and suddenly they feel that social distancing has created a social isolation, and they are the people who are feeling under a lot of stress. There is uncertainty, there is doubt, there is no vision, no outlook as to what is going to happen, when this problem is going to get over. So there is a lot of insecurity in the minds. There's a lot of unrest and unsettlement. Okay, so when people come to me, some of them are dealing with the stress outside. The whatever is happening outside is creating stress on their minds, and whatever happens in the mind affects the body directly. So all the stress, anxiety, frustration, insecurity is creating a lot of I would say negative reaction in the body, in the sense that they are going through pains, aches, other diseases, and a lot of emotional trauma. So what I would like to tell people is that whatever happens, take control of your emotions, take control of your thoughts, because your thoughts directly impact the reaction that happens in your body. So people come to me and say, well, how to deal with the corona situation? We don't know what will happen. We don't know whether we will have a job tomorrow or not. Now, all of those things are will trouble you when you are focused on the outside. In the current situation, the most important thing is the awareness of what is happening, accepting that it is there, and allowing it to happen, and making sure what can you do at this given time to keep yourself in a positive zone. So
Right.
So I think the three things that are extremely important is first awareness, that we know what it is, how to deal with it, how can I take care of myself and my family, what are the things that I should do, taking care of my emotions, taking care of my body, taking care of my thoughts, taking care of my routine, making sure that I make a routine and I follow it and I stick to it and I keep myself busy with some productive stuff like hobbies or doing some daily chores. So basically taking care, becoming aware and taking care of what you can do and accepting that it is there it is here to stay, but in the given situation, what can I do? What are my options?
Right. We've been seeing like so many queries coming in, so many tweets out there on Twitter where people are dealing with, of course, grief as one aspect, dealing with loss. That's one aspect that we're seeing. The other thing that we're seeing is that people who've lost jobs or out of jobs are not able to deal with what's happening around the grim scenario. So what, according to you, would be the top three things that someone should do when they're dealing with this kind of environment, to be able to live a moderately, a reasonably happy life amid this scenario?
Yeah, valid question. And this is a question that comes very often, that what to do, how to deal with the pain and the grief that's happening. And here also, I will say it's very easy for us to discuss it and say that, it's okay, remain in the positive zone, think about positive things, maintain a positive self-talk. But it's only people who go through this and are experiencing it, it's very difficult to just sit here and say. But I will still say that no matter what happens outside in the world, what really matters is what's happening here. Okay, so being positive and hoping, keep the hope on. Okay, and always ensure that this is a time, what can I do to get better, even if I have lost the job? Okay, so it's a good lesson for all of us also in many ways. We have learned to stay connected. We have learned to be more compassionate. We have learned to be more patient. Okay, so these are good things. But in the current situation, I've lost my job. I'm extremely sad. But am I looking forward? Am I looking at something better that's going to come out of this? Am I hopeful? Okay, and what am I doing for the good time? Because nothing remains down forever and nothing remains on top forever. So it's a cycle. Whatever goes up has to come down. So when the times are down and I'm at the rock bottom, what can I do to me or to my family in order to get better for tomorrow? So hope, I would say, is the most important thing. Secondly is dealing with the emotional trauma. If you can't deal with it yourself, join the groups. There are enough groups going on right now for deep breathing, for meditation, for relaxing, for chatting. We have opened out, as a life coach, our team has opened out a free channel. Anybody can call us, talk to us. If they just want to release, want to feel better, they can do that. But I'm sure there are several other groups who are doing it. Reach out, seek help, talk, stay connected. Now, social distancing does not mean social isolation. So virtually also, you can still talk. You can reach out to people. Work on your skill. Develop a new skill in this time. One skill is never going to help you. We are also moving towards a gig economy in many ways. So having multiple skills will help you evolve and come out as a much better, stronger person when the cycle goes up. Okay, so these are the things that are my recommendations to people.
In your experience, what are the key problems that people come to you with, at this time, at this point in time? Are there key challenges that they're dealing with in their daily lives? What has been your experience out there?
So off late, I am experiencing a lot of people who are coming where they are not able to get out of their, pain, trauma, stress. Okay, so it has gone into the subconscious mind, and whatever subconscious programming they had earlier, some kind of traumas and pain, so everything is triggered at this time. So they're unable to deal with it. So a lot of these pain and old traumas, I'm helping them get out of through hypnosis, because hypnotherapy is directly working on the subconscious mind. So consciously, whatever we are discussing right now, the tips that I can give, there are multiple tips. I can say that, okay, have a routine, follow a hobby, do this, do that. But all of that is at the conscious level. So if consciously you're so aware and you're willing to accept and allow things, and you're going in the flow, it works very well. But when it goes to the subconscious mind, then you can't directly tap into that. You have to work on the subconscious level to reprogram your mindset for success, for happiness, for abundance. And that happens through hypnotherapy. So I am actually off late doing a lot of hypnotherapy sessions and helping people get those limiting beliefs, get those pain points and traumas, get out and reprogramming them for happiness and abundance. That everything will be all right. That's the most of the suggestions that I'm installing in people's subconscious is everything will be okay, everything will be all right. I'm good, I'm happy, this time shall pass.
At this point in time, while we're dealing with these complex emotions, what, according to you, will perhaps be the next step of how people will deal with things? Because considering that this pandemic is the short term, but the impact of this is likely to spill into the medium term. So mentally, what do you think people should do to avoid facing those kind of consequences in the medium term?
I think the only advice I have is don't just focus on the physical oxygen. We all need emotional oxygen, right? So emotional oxygen means, again, paying attention to what you're telling yourself. What's the story you're telling yourself? Are you telling yourself all the time that, oh my God, what will happen? Oh my God, I will have no money. Oh, how will I take care of my family? What am I going to do? So we are draining ourselves of the emotional oxygen. So apart from your meditations, your breathing, your relaxing, and all those things which are out there in abundance, I would say pay attention to your emotional oxygen. Rejuvenate yourself. Say, when you wake up in the morning and you take bath and you brush your teeth, brush your brain too. Brush your brain, say it's a fresh day, and feed yourself with emotional oxygen. Say to yourself that this is temporary. This is not permanent. This will pass. And in times to come, there is so much opportunity, because if one door closes, 10 doors open. So feed yourself with the emotional oxygen. I think that's really going to be the key to deal with this kind of stress and to deal with the times to come.
All right. And for children out there who've not been going to school, who've had no avenues to play, for parents listening to our show right now, what kind of tips do you give them in terms of how to cope with this scenario for the little ones?
I think one of the tips that I want to give to parents is be more patient and spend time with your children. Don't just be busy doing the daily chores. Don't just be busy cooking. Don't just be busy doing your office work, and don't just be glued to your laptop and mobile or whatever. But this is an opportunity to spend quality time, to talk to your children, to ask them questions. What do they like? And engage with some things that they want to do. So give them company, because they can't go out and play. So from parents' perspective, this is what I would advise: become children with your children. And for the children, the advice would be that, stay happy. Okay. I know that most of the children, so this is another issue that I'm facing. A lot of clients come to me and say, my child is glued to video games. They are addicted to video games, and they are playing whole night, and they're not able to study, they're not able to do anything else. So through the day they sleep, through the night they play video games. So I would say, and this is obviously slightly older children, but at this time it is really important that we give them company and keep them happy and keep them engaged. So don't let them be on their games. Engage them in daily chores. Tell them to help you in the kitchen, help you in the house, and gardening, for instance, or any other hobby. Encourage them to pick any hobby. Inculcate the habit of reading. Sit down with them and say, okay, let's read a couple of pages. So whatever you can do with them, engage them with you, give them company, because this time is such that we need to be with each other. We need to spend time with each other. And right now, that's the beauty, that we have so much time, but spend it consciously, spend it selectively, and spend it productively.
A final question before I let you go. With regards to social media, there are so many aspects of social media that we're consuming. News on social media, views on social media. How do you deal with the stress that's created with so much negativity on social media platforms?
Don't watch the news. I don't. It's as simple as that. If you're watching the news, now my dad starts his day with the TV and with the news, and that's my conflict with him on a daily basis. I don't watch news. I don't encourage anybody in my family watching news, because unfortunately the news is all negative, and that impacts. And it's like a repetition. You see, when you're watching something, listening to something repeatedly, it becomes a truth in your head. It becomes a belief in your head, and your subconscious mind will send the signal to your conscious mind that this is the truth. right? There are a lot of people who are recovering. There are a lot of people who are coming out of COVID. There are a lot of people who are helping each other. Why aren't we talking about all of that? Why are we only talking about how many people got infected, how many people died, and what happened here and what happened there? So the news, unfortunately, is very negative. So protect yourself, protect your space, protect your aura, protect your thought, protect your everything that you can. So plug yourself around you, unplug from the news, as simple as that. Don't watch social media, don't watch the news. It's not going to help.
All right. Thank you so much for your wonderful insights. And I'm sure the listeners out here are going to take back a lot of interesting ways of how to deal with this pandemic. Thank you so much for your time.
I wish you all the best, and I wish everybody is able to sail through this difficult.
Well, time now to wrap up this edition of the Daily Dispatch. I'll catch you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Goodbye and stay safe.